So it's like this pandemic, I really just turned it up and I did all them subscribers. But like even with the Bobby Smurder thing, what we were saying, man, I feel like New York NYPD and the feds in New York who run that, they have such a motherfucking like bullseye on rap and hip hop acts, especially ones that's in gangs. Because even with the Treyway situation, right? Like, how much money was involved off the streets with this shit?
From Treyway?
Yeah, how much money? How much money did Treyway make off the streets?
Shit, I don't know.
They wasn't rich. They were broke. They was in the hood.
Yeah.
They didn't have no money. They wasn't pulling up in foreign cars. They wasn't going to the club balling out. Their main stream of income was Tekashi69 rapping. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like they got Tekashi69, hey, you're going to be a cover up for our multi-million-dollar drug operation we're running. We're going to use you to launder our money.
Tekashi went to them.
Tekashi went to them and like, yeah, he was cutting checks. Of course, they were doing extortion on him, of course, you know what I'm saying, in a form of extortion on them. But it was like a drug. They treated this like it was a multi-million-dollar drug operation. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They really went after Treyway, that clique of Treyways. That wasn't the only Treyways that went to jail. There's plenty more Treyways. You know what I'm saying? There's different cliques and groups of. That's with any gang. You know what I'm saying? So with the Treyway situation going on, I just felt like they used that for publicity. Like, these dudes didn't have money. They was on the corner. They was like Tekashi said himself, when I met y'all was broke. Y'all didn't have nothing. It's not like they put Tekashi on with finances. They put him up on with the look and the image and the being able to back up his shit talking. So with Bobby Smurder, same thing. Bobby Smurder was a hood Brooklyn dude who was not rich off the streets. It's just, hey, once he got the rap money, I felt like they looked at, well, this is going to be a big story. It's going to be headlines. Like, we want the clout just like rappers want clout. Like, we want to make the headline news. We're getting paid regardless. See what I'm saying? Police are getting paid whether they catch somebody or not. Feds are getting paid whether they catch somebody or not. Do you want to go arrest the unknown drug dealer down the street? Or do you want to arrest the guy that's going to have everybody in the headlines talking about you?
Make an example out of him.
Yeah. Or whatever their reason was for it. Like, you got to think, bro, like, there was not any real drug. They talking about some dude was selling drugs online. Like, he wasn't even part of the Treyway gang. The guy that was selling drugs online, they dealt with him on shit. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like Shotty was out here moving bricks. It wasn't like they was out here moving 30K. Everything that they got tried for happened while Tekashi was rapping.
Yeah, but wasn't the biggest situation was the Chief Keef situation?
That was one of them. The Barclay shooting, and then the robbery of the guy on the in the hotel lobby. They had robbed the guy in the hotel, the one Tekashi had recorded. So
I don't remember that one.
So yeah, those were like the racketeering and the gang violence and the rob. That's what the charges come from. They just made it a RICO charge. You see what I'm saying? Because it was multiple people, different crimes. They made it a RICO, but it like RICO charges be happening for the most part when it be, hey, man, these dudes done moved $20 million worth of cocaine, or they didn't move $15 million worth of cocaine. These dudes were not moving weight like that. They weren't, even Bobby Smurder and them, they hit them on the charges of, hey, this is a gang. They do this, they do that. But they was basically finna exit out of that life. You see what I'm saying? Treyway was like, hey, Tekashi, we got Tekashi. We finna ride him to the top. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they went down for, he was involved in. You see what I'm saying? He had a hand in it. So I just look at it like people got to really look at that shit that they didn't really arrest Treyway for the crime. They could have been arrested him for these petty crimes they've been doing on the streets. They didn't give a fuck. They just cared because it was gonna make headlines, man. It's deeper. It's deeper than all that shit. So,
how do you feel about the Tekashi situation? Where do you think it goes from here? I mean, he just dropped that song. I didn't listen to it, but I've heard that it wasn't.
I heard clips of it on Instagram. The song was very garbage to me.
Yeah.
I'll be all the way honest. It was garbage. And I'm not a hater because he has songs that jam. Like, not as far as him being a lyricist or nothing, but they got some shit you can bob the hype and the beat. But that shit was weak. Like, that shit was weak. But I feel like with him, man, he's going to eventually burn himself out. It's going to get old and repetitive. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we in quarantine. Ain't too much going on. He's finding ways to antagonize people, get under people's skin. Some people are helping him with that. DJ Academics helps him. Of course, his label helps him. You got to look at what's really going on here, dog. Like, they protecting this. That's their investment. They need that, and he gets so much free promotion. I don't know what promotion the label pay for, but a lot of people that post them on their Instagram blogs, like every blog from 500 followers to 3 and 4 million or 5 million post him. They announce every move that he makes. That's why, like, when he had 2 million people on his live, everybody was shocked. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Why were y'all shocked when every fucking blog told us he was going Friday, he's going live at 3? Every single blog posted it more than once. Tekashi69 is going live on Friday at 3. So why wouldn't everybody tune in?
Right.
Not to mention the promotion that the label's paying for. It's like, come on, he got the craziest story. He going live at 3. Who not gonna look at it? Everybody at home. Nobody at work. So it's like he hasn't showed me nothing that I feel like, okay, this is different. Like, it's the same shit.
Would you ever interview him?
Fuck nah.
No?
I wouldn't. Y'all should, though.
Hell
no.
Y'all should.
Fuck
I wouldn't interview him either.
Why not?
Because,
One,
bro,
I don't trust him.
I'm not bringing that negativity in my life, bro. Like,
Gotcha.
I don't want to get into details, but I've been in situations where if that would have been if that would have been my family or me, getting caught up, bro.
Yeah.
That shit.
I hear you.
Just, you know,
that's honorable.
Yeah, just
my thing is, they made him look like a victim when he was actually a criminal himself. Like, they made him look like a victim. Like, yeah, he got fucked over by a few of the guys, but what about the guys who didn't fuck him over? He fucked over people who didn't fuck him over. That was my thing. So it's like, he didn't do this because, hey, he didn't go to the police when they tried to rob him and kidnap him. You see? See, if he would have went to the police like, hey, man, these dudes tried to rob and kidnap me, this and this and that, it would have still been some bitch ass shit, but it would have been like, okay, we get it. But you waited until the police came and turned because you didn't want to go to prison. Not because you care about what's right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? You were paying for people to get shot at.
Yeah, he was behind a lot of that
You were
shit.
paying for them to beat people up. You know what I'm saying? You was starting beefs on your own. And like I say, and this is another thing where, picture if that had been QC, Trillion T, Rockefeller, Murder Inc., CMG, All Money In, any of these independent black record labels, if they were funding that behavior, they would have went down in that RICO charge too, at least a year, or they would have had to go to court. You see what I'm saying? How come Tekashi69 record label didn't have to go to court? They were funding this. They were giving him the resources to go out here and do these street things, right?
Yeah.
So shouldn't they be part of this conspiracy RICO charge too? If we're funding it, they was funding. They got those cops where he can go to Chicago for him and go to these neighborhoods and be disrespectful. They were funding him with the money to go on these trips. They were paying him money. How do we know that money that he was getting from the label was not used to shoot at him to pay his friend to shoot at Chief Keef?
Damn.
See what I'm saying? Because if that was a black record label, they've already proven it. Murder Inc. had a relationship with a street dude named Supreme. That's the one who was responsible or allegedly responsible for getting 50 Cent shot back in the day. That's why they have such a deep beef and all this other stuff going on. So Supreme had something going on. I don't know exactly what it was, but whatever he did, they tied him to Murder Inc., saying Murder Inc. was a cover up for his street activity, saying he had this and that. And they raided Murder Inc. offices and shut their whole record label down. ended it. That's why they couldn't release music when 50 Cent was beefing. And remember, this is a nationwide. A lot of people forget that Ja Rule was a top 3 rapper at one time. I don't know if y'all remember that time when Ja Rule was a top 3 artist. Mm-hmm. They was on every award show. Him and Ashanti had back-to-back hits, millions of records sold, millions of singles sold. Ja Rule was top 3 at one point. So why do they need Supreme to be funding them if we're doing this or that? And we have an office in the building, but they raided the offices. Irv Gotti and Chris Gotti beat the case from the feds. They beat the feds. The feds tried to say that they were money laundering drugs and they had this, they had that. Supreme was involved. They like, man, Supreme they like, man, Supreme don't got no money. Like, he don't got no money at all. He just a friend from the streets. But they tore the whole record label down off of a thought. They went all the way to the top record label. So why didn't they go? You have the evidence. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all are affiliating Chris Gotti and Irv Gotti, which is Murder Inc., with Supreme. So why didn't the guy at 10K Records, how come he didn't get associated with Tekashi? We know he's having phone calls with him. And then y'all let him come out of jail and protect him.
It goes deep, bro.
It goes deep. Like, he's out of jail protecting Tekashi right now. Like,
wow.
You don't know what kind of money's getting slid behind the scenes, bro. Because we
know. Do you think that his streaming and his music really paid for all those cars and all that stuff that he having, these resources, and being able to move 8 police pulling up to the house to save him within 30 minutes when the girl exposed him on the balcony? You think those cop cars just pulled up because he called the cops, or did the record label send them? They working in cahoots, man, with the Fed. It's simple. It's not even hard to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what are you going to do about it? It's nothing that we can do about it. It's nothing. We just got to sit back and watch the circus until the fire burns out, which it eventually will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's gonna burn out. I see it.
Might be next, might be the end of this year, might be next year, might be 2 years from now, but it will burn out.
The curiosity is gonna die out, and he's just got no more substance he can add to his music. Like, he can't be talking about the same shit he was talking about before, because everybody knows he's a fucking rat.
And that's what he did too on this. So he's still talking about shooting people up, but now it's to the point where what kept it going also was he was able to pull up. He was able to have fights. Yeah, he was able to
had a gang behind him.
But that shit is dead. So the thrill is no longer there. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man.